Alright, this is the stretching portion. Very important for the martial arts. You need to be flexible. This is how you can get speed. So he's doing a half split right now. Okay. You want to try to keep both feet flat on the floor. Try not to raise up in the heels, and try to have just stretch out the inner hamstring like that. Now he's doing a toe up. There you go. He's just doing a demonstration portion right now. He's holding it for like very little time. When you actually do it, you're supposed to hold it for at least 30 seconds. So every stretch, hold for at least 30 seconds or longer. Right now he's more advanced, so he can get pretty down low in the splits. So you want to try to go down slowly into the split. Now once he gets in the split, go into towards each foot. Remember, every stretch hold for 30 seconds. This is just demonstration purposes. Okay, and concentrate on your breathing in and out. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Alright, now just reaching forward. It's very important. We usually stretch. We stretch every time after the training session. We stretch for approximately about 30 minutes. Sometimes we stretch longer, depending on the person. This is the butterfly. First, you bring the feet towards you, bring it in as close as you can, and then try to reach for your head to your toes. Okay. Go ahead and do the same thing, but now put pressure on your knees. It's just going back to the butterfly. Put pressure on the kneecaps now. So now he's putting his elbows, putting pressure down his kneecaps to push that part of his legs down. This is going to give you a different type of stretch. Okay, that's good. Okay, now this is figure 4. It's just one leg in, one leg out. Keep the leg locked out straight. Bring the toe towards you, and then go ahead and reach for your toes. This is a very good stretch for the hamstring. You switch to the other side. Depending on the person, okay, both legs out now, sit and reach, same thing. Depending on the person, some people, they've been neglecting stretching for many years. So they might have to pretty much fill up most of their training session with stretching. My other disciple, he's been weightlifting for 10 years. Alright, you stretch out the back like that. He's been weightlifting for 10 years and he hasn't been stretching at all. So when we train together, pretty much we stretch for like an hour. Before the training session begins, we stretch for 30 minutes, and at the end of the training session, we stretch for another 30 minutes. So it's like an hour stretching. It just depends on how flexible you are. If you're not too flexible, you're gonna have to spend more time stretching. Otherwise, you're not gonna be too good of a martial artist if you're not flexible. Because without flexibility, there's no speed, and without speed, you can't really be, to your highest potential. Too many people concentrate too much. Too many people concentrate too much on strength. They neglect stretching. They neglect flexibility training, which pretty much ends up making them, a subpar fighter because they don't have enough speed in order to make their techniques most effective. So these are some really good stretches that we do. Bring the leg towards your chest. Remember, every stretch we're going to hold for 30 seconds. Just doing this for demonstration purposes. Just interlock his arms. He's going back. That stretch is very difficult for people who weightlift a lot, especially with bench press and all that. It's very difficult for them to interlock their arms like that and go back. So that's something you have to really concentrate on stretching. And stretching the arms, it's very important. especially for fighting, because it'll increase your hand speed, and then also if you go into ground fighting, the people will be able to make you submit easier, by arm bars and stuff like that, if your arms are inflexible. So if you have flexible arms, it's very easy to counter, any of those techniques. And it'll take a lot more to make you submit. So stretching your arms is extremely important. Obviously the legs are very important for high kicks and stuff like that. Stretching his neck. Stretching his forearm, now he's putting his head down. Head up. Nice. Rotating his neck, now he's putting pressure in the back of his hand. And stretching should be like the meditation portion as well. In my martial art, we meditate while we stretch. So we clear our minds, it's very silent. We don't turn on music or anything like that. This is our time, to relax the mind and be at peace. Before we started stretching, you might do a lot of strength training and technique training, which is very active. The stretching portion is very passive, and this is the time where you relax and be at peace. Calm your mind. He's stretching his wrist right now. This one, he has his palm up and he turns towards the thumb. Stretch the wrist. And it's funny because wrist, it's just a minor joint, but if you break your wrist, you pretty much, there's a lot of things you won't be able to do. A lot of exercises that you can't do, a lot of techniques you can't do. So it's important to take care of your wrists and your ankles and even the small joints. Spend some time to stretch that. He's going back down and split. Now he's turning towards. This is the front split. Now it's the middle split. The front split on the other side. And if you can remember to add in those 2 new ones, or those 3 new ones that I showed the other time. If you don't remember, I could show you again. Okay, now, there you go. He's doing a butterfly, heading towards the ground. Just basically touch your feet back there. Try to put your chest to the ground and your hips to the ground. Just like that. Okay. He's very flexible, so he's able to go all the way down, but some people, you might not be able to go all the way down, but you're just going to go as far as you can. Okay, now he's doing like a lunge type stretch. With his hands up, his legs straight in the back. This will stretch out your muscles a little differently. Like almost like he's preparing for a race, like a sprint or something, but you're just stretching out. The other one was just the same thing, but then put your extend it out and then put your elbows to the ground. So this one's just a little variation. Now he puts his leg to the ground, extend out like that. Now he puts his elbows to the ground. Yeah, just like that. It's a variation. If you keep doing these types of stretches, it'll help you very much in and doing the split. There you go, just like that. Okay. Did you lay it back and put your knees to your chest? Did you do that one or no? There you go.